Movement Fabrications, Nottingham's choice for custom signs, designs, repairs, and all things metal. Visit them online at airmovefabs.co.uk or find them on Facebook. Air Movement Fabrications, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Custom racing shirts, hero cards, paint schemes, and much more. From local racers to big race teams, we've got your back. Based out of upstate New York, Krutz Custom Graphics is the motorsports design specialist, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Welcome, race fans, back to Primetime Racing TV. Here tonight with a brand new league for you guys. And we're glad to be here. The Cyber Racing Association here at Talladega. They're going to be doing 60 laps around this place. And joining me in the booth, as always, Corey Silva and Evan Black. And I think we're ready for some good super speedway racing action.
Yeah, this race should be really fun, and our scene's got the 2 stages, ending on lap 25 and 26, and then the final stage.
Xfinity cars, we cover them quite a bit here on Prime Time, so another day of those on the super speedways. Always have to remember the Xfinity machines, when they draft, they are very unstable if you bump draft, so it's something we always look for in the Xfinity cars.
Yeah, we saw that quite a bit in last night's Super Speedway DXT series. A lot of bumper hooking.
Qualifying about halfway in the books out of a 5-minute session, 2.5 minutes left. So the first lap times on the board, these will be slower than lap 2 times once those come about. This is the first race in this, what is a new series, a new season for Super Speedway Monday series. Initial race, it's going to be 60 laps, floating between the plate tracks, as Evan said, broken into stages. There are cash prizes, payouts, all that good stuff on the line. So, and something that we have never covered on Primetime, there is green-white checkers in this league.
Yep, so basically how they do this, and the reading on our ticker may be a little bit wrong for the end of this race, and of course we're still working out the bugs with our ticker, so bear with us, folks. We'll keep you updated on, you know, if there's something that's going wrong with it, but yeah, green-white checkers here, so basically they add how they can do this in iRacing, because we tell you guys all the time there is no green-white checkers on the iRacing service. These guys do it manually. So they schedule the race for an extended distance of laps, and then here on the broadcast we can override whatever iRacing does with their flag system and display basically what we need to on our ticker for you guys to display the correct information.
So essentially we get a 60-lap race. If the race is green at lap 60, it will end manually, and I can control that, so it's a little easy for you guys to read at home. The drivers will get called out on the radio, but if there is a caution, say on lap 59, a regular standard caution will come out, and then the race will finish from whenever it goes green until lap 65. So I don't think it's the first time I've ever heard of it, but it's something that's not done very often, but is a very good workaround to what is a little bit of a flaw in the iRacing service.
And I'm assuming with the points at the top, or with the stages, the top 10 gets points. Do you know if that's correct, Corey?
I am paging that information. I do believe it is, but I want to make sure that I am right, just for the sake of, well, being right. It's a good reason to be right, isn't it?
Yeah.
But while I take care of that, while the qualifying is now over, let's get you the Primetime Racing TV starting lineup here from the Talladega Superspeedway for the Cyber Racing Association. On the pole is Raymond Rittenauer II with Gary Champion. You see him in the DXT series we cover. He is in second. Pondo Ko in the third position. Matthew Walzenbeck in fourth. Dwayne Cooper fifth. Marty Ray in sixth. Rod Ronimus Sr., again, a couple new names. We will get used to those for you guys. Bear with us. And Paul Servant in 8th. And then rounding out the top 10 is Dana Osborne and Matthew Quick.
He should be on pole. His last name was Quick. And then 11th, we have Michael Cozy Jr., then Sawyer Ott, Spencer Preet, Travis Brown, Earl Arts Jr., Kevin Hash, and Zachary Hale, Chris Brown, Daniel Harrington, and right on at the top 20 is Gary Sheldon.
21st is Justin Levine. Daniel Holloway starting 22nd. 23rd is Artie Pedersen Jr. Then it's Matt Spalding, Roger Stewart, Nick Seabrands, I believe. Harry Tiller, Rod. How would you pronounce that last name?
Ronimus.
Ronimus. All right. Tom Labar and Philip Moore rounding out the field in 30th.
And I thought there was a little bit of deja vu going on, but it looks like there is a Rod Ronimus Sr. and Jr. in the race. I knew I was kind of seeing deja vu, but there it is. Father-son combo here today. Perhaps they'll be they will be going for to be teammates, drafting partners.
Kind of starting at the opposite of the field, though. Senior starting in 7th and junior in 28th.
Senior and junior. When was the last time we got to say that on track? About 17 years now. So we get underway here. Pace car is now moving. We have 2.66 miles to navigate, and then we will get green flag racing here at Talladega Superspeedway.
For the first time tonight, these guys are doubled up, stacked up, and ready to go green flag racing here from the Talladega Superspeedway. We welcome the Cyber Racing Association to the Primetime Racing TV partnership team, and you know, hopefully these guys will have a good race tonight to keep it clean and green and wreck-free, and it should be a good show.
Something that we have in a couple other leagues we carry. Let's confirm it here. Do we, what is the fuel load today?
40% fuel limit.
So I don't even want to guess that, but I'm going to assume that's about less than maybe 20 laps.
There will be a green flag pit stop in the first stage if they don't have a caution before.
That'll be interesting. Well,
yeah.
We don't really know exactly what that is with that fuel cell size, folks. But we will keep you updated on when guys start to come down pit road. Never actually seen a league run a cell that small.
Yeah, the smallest I've seen is 50%.
Yeah. So that's interesting for sure.
In terms of gallons, 18.5 fuel cell. So that's about probably 7 gallons in the tank, approximately 7, 8 gallons.
So you can probably go around 15, 20 laps, I'd say.
So these guys rolling down out of turn number 4 now. The start-finish line at Talladega, they're going to have to go all the way through the long tri-oval. Not where the start-finish line is at most tracks, is past the exit of pit road. So these guys are ready to go green flag racing. Pace car ready to pull into the safety of the Talladega pit road. And they will get on the loud pedal when they hit the restart zone. Safety car pulls in. And we'll wait for these guys to get to the restart zone here at Talladega Superspeedway. Catch all the action now on Primetime Racing TV, awaiting the green flag. Green flag is in the air. They're underway tonight at Talladega.
The outside line got a little bit of a slow start there, but now they're getting a push. Gary Champion on the outside right now. He has, I believe that to be the 20 behind him.
It's the 29, I believe.
Yeah, it's 29. There was a 2 in there. I almost got that. But here comes the outside is really getting formed up here, and the inside actually is at a disadvantage.
The outside starting to come down with a head of steam now down the long Talladega backstretch here, and these guys are starting to get double filed. The lane's starting to form up, and they're all spread out behind them about mid-pack. Starting to split into 2 different packs now. Of course, the front pack seems to be the largest right now, but the second pack is it hasn't really quite formed up yet still.
Coming through the dogleg this time by for the first time here today. And really see the outside line kind of getting some headway here. And a Gary Champion's going to be clear. Is he going to drop down? Yes, he will.
Around 15 or 20 cars in that first pack, and then a small pack of 5, and then the rest of the field.
Yeah, there's actually a pretty good sized pack there. Well, looks like we have the lead, about 14 cars, about 10 cars behind that, and then a couple guys really far back. A lot of different strategies, maybe just trying to play it safe.
29 going to the lead now, but he's not going to be able to clear the 18 of Gary Champion.
Double file formation, pace lap style here as we finish lap 2, going to lap 3. Nobody has been daring enough to go for the 3 wide quite yet.
Still 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 here at the front of the pack. Who will get the lead this time by? Looks like the 20 machine will get it that time.
29.
The 29. Sorry, I couldn't quite read his number.
You and Corey both on this so far.
Still, no line has seemed to get any sort of advantage so far. Really dead even as it appears so far.
It seems like the outside is a little bit better as it usually is here at Talladega.
The outside line, as long as everyone works together how they should be faster. And if these guys can and when everything starts to settle out, I'm sure they'll try to drag everyone up, rim ride it around to the outside wall, and that's the way to do it at Talladega. That's the way you best hold the lead.
See, the outside lost the advantage throughout the turn and in the beginning of the straightaway, but they were able to get that push, get that momentum, and the outside line actually got the lead at the stripe.
Yeah, the outside lane can lead at the start-finish, but they just can't clear them getting into the corner.
So 14 drivers under a blanket here in this lead pack. You can see from the camera here. About 3 drivers behind that, and then they're double file behind that. So really the whole field is double file, just a little bit spaced out. It looks like for the first time 3 wide today.
Some guys trying to get the third lane going. The drivers on the outside not going to quite fall for it this time. They're just going to ride for right now, I'd say at least till the end of the first stage. They know they have pit stops that they have to do.
I've seen that driver trying to do that a few times, but he just can't get anyone to go with him.
So it was Dana Osborne there. He was the nationwide car on the outside, dropped all the way to the back. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but he's now just riding at the back of this pack. It looks like he is trying to peak a little bit of a 3 wide there at the end of this pack.
He's really trying to get that going, but no one wants to go with him.
Sometimes you could have the mojo, you could have the idea, you might want to make the move, but if there's no one to go with you, you have to sit there and ride and just pray that that opportunity awaits itself. You can see in the back here, they are single file in this second pack here, led by Daniel Holloway, and there's a wreck. 61 machine into the wall.
Caution flag onto the speedway now. 61 machine involved.
Earl Hartz
like
Jr.
A couple others.
Oh, back here on primetime replay. As soon as I said they were single file, ironically enough, that's what caused a wreck.
And it looks like the iconic Super Speedway bumper hook took place. The 73 machine got into the back of the 61, and around he went. Heavy contact to the outside.
Yeah, 61 dove right to the white line there, and it looks like, I can't remember who it was, but the driver that was behind him.
The number 4 and the number 1 cars both involved, and I think everyone else managed to escape that cleanly.
Yeah, the driver who was behind Earl Hartz Jr. really got him in the right rear, was not prepared for him to be down that low. Caused, again, the dreaded bumper hook there, and fortunately the first caution of the day, but like you said, it did not cause too many issues for many drivers, but we come to the attention of the pace car as we come through 3 and 4. The pits will be open for the first time today. See who decides to come to their attention of their pit crews. I
think everyone will come down with how the fuel limit is in this league. If they pit here, they might be able to make it to the end of the stage.
Yeah. So right now it'd be about, by the time the green flag comes out, it'd be about an 18-lap run to the end of the stage approximately, which, I mean, we don't know. Maybe they'll make it, maybe they won't. We don't know. We'll have to find out the hard way. But here they come.
Looks like just about everyone's coming. Most likely just going to be fuel only stops.
Maybe thought one person was going to stay out, maybe get a bonus point for a lap.
It's like one person might have stayed out. Not sure if he's a lap down or not. The 08 of Gary Sheldon is the lone wolf out there staying out.
And he will take the green flag, well, take that time by the stripe and get the bonus point. So perhaps the strategy works out for him as everybody else exits the pit lane.
I wonder if he's going to come down or if he's just going to try and save fuel and maybe make it to the end.
So like I said, with our vague estimates saying 20 laps, he would have to finish lap 25, catch the pace car, make it around, potentially not pit until the end of 26, depending on how the pace car falls. I don't see any way, unless he has an illegal fuel cell in that, which is physically impossible, that he'd be able to make it. So I think he's just going for the bonus point.
Yeah, but we don't even know completely for sure if they pit now, if they can make it. We don't know exactly how far they can go. We're assuming around 20 laps.
Did you say completely for sure?
Maybe. I cannot confirm nor deny.
So Roger Stewart in the 5 machine is the first driver that has taken it behind the wall so far. 29 drivers currently on track here at Talladega as we're on lap 7. Remember, it is a 60-lap race. The ticker lies to you. It is a 60-lap race, the extra 5 built in for the green-white checker. And if the ticker does lie at a later time, as if you watched us last night, it lied quite heavily. We're still working on that with our coding partners, with ATVO. We will let you know. When you actually perplex the person that made the software with what's going on with your ticker, you know you did something good, so... At least we had a problem. We had a really good problem.
Yeah, a really good problem.
We actually confused the guy who made the software, so you know you did something right.
Sheldon is still staying out. He's not gonna bring that 08 down the pit road. I see a few guys peeling off to go ahead and top off again. I see 3 drivers coming back down on pit road.
These guys really trying to make sure they can make it to the end of the stage here, and lap 25 is the end of the stage, and these guys, I know 40% fuel here, so very small fuel cell in these cars tonight, and should be interesting to see what that does for later in the race in the longer stage.
Yeah, the second and final stage will be 35 laps long.
And another thing for the end of this race, folks, with the small fuel cell, if we do end up seeing any green-white checkers, these guys really have to calculate their fuel for that to happen as well.
Yeah, that is a dynamic, obviously, that just does not happen on iRacing, because it's never been a thing, but if you're planning and your fuel cell gives you till lap 60, a caution comes on lap 59, you're either going to clutch it and pray, or you're going to have to come for a splash of gas.
Yeah, personally, I like the way that these guys are doing things so far.
Yeah, I really like the idea of having green-white checkers.
Yeah.
Send enough pizza up to Bedford, Massachusetts. Who knows? Might be a thing.
Corey, you're closest to them, so you can send them pizza.
Yep.
As far as I know, there actually is a Domino's relatively close to there. I know someone actually... I remember reading a story on the forums. A guy he lived somewhere out far away. He actually went on Domino's.com, found the nearest iRacing Domino's, ordered them Domino's, and there you go. I don't know if a feature came out of it, but he did
it. So once again, these guys stacked up, doubled up, and ready for the restart here at Talladega Super Speedway. And it should be an interesting little dash here, and I don't call it a little dash, but stage ends lap 25 here, and these guys obviously fuel is a concern. Will they be able to make it, guys?
From here, 17 laps, we can't be positive, but I think so.
I think all of them can except for Sheldon. I'm not sure about him, if he can make it or not.
So pace car pulls off. Corey, why don't you take us away for this restart? We got you. So Sheldon in the 08 in the purple machine. He has, remember, he has not pitted. He has the littlest amount of fuel of anybody, but he will be controlling this start. We wait for the green flag. And there it is, green flag in the air. Let's get back racing at Talladega. The outside line with a good start here, and they seem to be getting formed up a lot better than that inside. That should give them a good advantage down, but now all of a sudden it broke into a 6-car little pack here. Will they be able to pull away from the rest of these guys? I don't think so. That second pack is close enough there that they're going to have a run. If anything, they're going to have a good surge of momentum when they get there.
Yeah, it's only 3 cars down there on the lead pack in the bottom now.
Well, good back to the 4th car. 3 lines here, like you said, big surge of momentum. They're going to hang in there, a little bit of lifting off the throttle here, and they're going to keep it going, and a lot of movement going on throughout the pack right now. Matthew Walzenbach, he is second in line up top. He was peeking to the top a couple times. Looks like he is ready to make a move. A lot of guys in the middle of this pack shuffling all around, maybe going in the middle, maybe go up top. I think everybody's trying to get going, get ready for those stage points.
The outside line did lead that lap, but he was not able to clear the 08 of Gary Sheldon.
Oh, Gary Champion got right to the bumper of the 08, got him a little bit loose. Everybody was able to be okay through that as we come back onto the super stretch here, and everyone fans out. A couple cars to the apron.
I'm hearing someone's blinking pretty bad in the middle of the pack, and that caused a little bit of a scuffle down through there, and it seems like everyone's able to drive away clean and green.
A little bit of a space after the third car on the inside. I believe that to be the 89. I don't know if that was the blinker or if that space just kind of created itself, but it is now being filled in by the 141 in pace lap formation yet again. Lap number 11 on the board here at Talladega.
Coming down into turn number 1, to the back still 2x2x2, still a lot of movement throughout, guys, here. They really have to be careful here. The dreaded bumper hook at the super speedways, especially within the Xfinity car. We've already seen it happen once tonight to bring out the first yellow, and a lot of movement, especially towards the back of the pack.
Gary Champion was kind of riding the apron there, riding the yellow line through through 1 and 2. Luckily was able to get through it, but here comes the first 3 wide in this middle of this pack.
More or less, Harry Tiller got shuffled out. He works his way back in, but he lost a few positions already. Now they're going to make it 3 wide to the outside. 3x3x3 coming for the lead.
Third
the
line.
20 car of Pondo Co. leading that outside lane.
Third line getting some headway. There's about 3 drivers up there, maybe 4 in the making. It's about 4 rows back. Looks like they will start to fade back into the second line, leaving the 013 up by himself.
He's going to try to squeeze in between a couple cars, Harry Tiller being one of them, and they're going to let him in, but I'm sure that took a lot of guessing to see if he was clear. The outside line is still kind of there, but fading really quick.
Spencer Preet, sorry. Go ahead. Spencer Preet was the one that really was out to this disadvantage up there by himself. Looks like he has found a partner up there. That is the 00 of Dwayne Cooper. They're going to try to get this outside line. The third lane wound up, but they don't have any help.
They're trying to keep it going still, but it's not going to happen. The outside lane, and the second lane, I should say, is trying to gain some headway. They might clear for the lead, and down to the bottom, new leader.
Marty Ray drops to the inside, leaves his partner, who is at least helping him for the time being, Walzenbeck out there, but Walzenbeck's going to have that run now with the push. Maybe he's going to be able to make the move on the back straightaway.
Halfway down the back straightaway, about to go into turn number 3.
See, Walzenbeck has the advantage by about a car length through 3 and 4. He has the push from Paul Servant in the 3. They draw even, but I believe the outside should get a surge on corner exit.
As calm as this may look on TV, folks, I can assure you from the cockpit, it is anything but that. As the 20 car drops down below, we may have a new leader at the line. Yes, we do, or the 29 rather.
Walzenbeck gets the lead.
What do you guys keep calling the 20? That's what
it looks like a 20 on his car.
It really does. I will give kudos to these drivers. They're racing very aggressive, very tight, very hard, but everyone seems to be at the same time giving each other space and racing courteously at the same time. So a very good hand given to these cyber racing drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. They're racing hard and aggressive, like you said, but keeping it clean and green. The 3 car drives down to the bottom of the racetrack. We may have a new leader once again here as the outside line. With
3 wide, middle of the pack. Some contact made with the 89.
The 89's been getting shuffled out of line quite frequently, I've noticed, and maybe a little bit of contact there. They let him back in where he still stayed green.
A little bit of body slamming going on through the tri-oval there. The 89 machine was at the negative end of it, Matthew Quick, but luckily everyone was able to get through it.
The outside line trying to get going once again, or the third line, I should say. We mentioned Harry Tiller getting shuffled out through the pack. Look at where he is now. He's helping to push that second groove along, and as I talk about the third line once again, it dies out.
If you watch our DXT broadcast on Sunday, Harry Tiller is not afraid to make any move. If he sees a hole or he sees potential, he will go for it. So watch out for that 69 car on the outside row. And the 26 to the outside. Daniel Holloway to the outside, the third lane.
Oh, there was almost contact. There was contact. Everyone stays on going forward. Amazing job by these drivers.
3 wide now. The 26 on the outside has the 8 machine behind him of Dana Osborne. But there's nothing up there. Looks like he will go straight to the back, does Daniel Holloway.
Still 2x2x2, a little bit of 3 wide towards the back of the pack, but nothing to be too concerned about right now. A little bit of lane shuffling going on. Guys trying to get to the top side. The third line trying to get going once again, but there's not enough cars up there.
But Dwayne Cooper in the 00, he has Rodimus Jr. up top there. two of them looking to make some move, but here comes, who was it, the 8 car?
08.
The 08 pit road.
08, not, like you guys said, not going to make it on fuel here. The question is, will the rest of these guys, I feel pretty confident that they can.
Tiller's going 3 wide for the lead.
Be careful, though. 3 by 3 up front now. The third line led by Henry Tiller trying to make something done.
Cooper is really bumping the back of Tiller there. Tiller got loose, was able to save it, but we're 3 wide for the lead on the back straightaway.
More cars going up to that third line. The third line now starting to come into play. That is the fastest line here at Talladega. If you can get guys to work with one another, right up against the wall is where you want to be right now.
From the blimp cam, you can really catch all the action here.
Oh, they're wrecking! They're wrecking down through the corner. Caution flag is in the air. Hard wreck.
Yeah, about 4 to 5 drivers, it looks like, got into that. Looks like we have the 99 Tom Labar involved. I saw the 8 machine involved. 8 of Dana Osborne.
The 87 machine got up into the wall and bounced off collecting the 8 car, and that's what started the whole chain. Almost upside down went the 99 machine.
We're on the back straightaway here. I think we're following the 8 machine, I do believe. He was at the beginning of that. Behind all the 3 wide racing here. As we enter 3, the 87 into the wall, down into the 8, and then that collected a few drivers after that. See, the 62 took a huge lick there of Zachary Hale. But, if I do recall correctly, you guys mentioned there is a quick fix in this series.
Yeah, there is one quick fix that these drivers can do.
So the pace car is in 3 and 4, and Pondo Co is now your leader. He will have to wait up and allow the pace car to get by him as he is checking up hard for that. And if these drivers are comfortable with their fuel load, I can't imagine seeing many guys pit this time.
But if they can't make it, that would have been a great move for the 08 of Sheldon.
But we have to remember, if they don't pit now, they're going to need fuel very soon into the second stage, so maybe there will be a good amount of stops. But no, pit road seems to be a pretty barren place. The first one is Rod Ronimus Jr. to come to pit road. Gary Champion and posted damaged vehicles behind him. So let's just take into account, guys. They pitted, what was that caution, around lap 7 or 8? And if we're estimating around 25 laps, they're going to have to pit very early into... No, wait, they're going to pit on the stage. Carry on.
We actually have caution for this stage in the series.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a league that we cover Wednesdays and Fridays, the Hardline Racing League. They also have stages, but they throw the stages out, and points are accumulated.
They just collect points. They do not, restack the field after
that
the stage.
was in my head, but we have actual cautions for this stage, so carry on. They will pit at the stage. Corey knows what he's talking about sometimes.
Sometimes.
So what we'll do for the series, guys, and letting all the fans know, is you'll know when the stage is coming to an end. We will display the white flag on our ticker, and when they throw the yellow will indicate the checkered.
I actually can throw the checkered out as well, actually. Okay.
I'm not sure you'll get a chance to throw it because the yellow will come out. It'll override it.
We'll see what happens. It's an experiment.
Yeah, it's an experiment. We'll see what happens.
But we will take this opportunity to go to a side-by-side commercial break during this caution flag, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
When I was 16 years old, I was working in a Goodyear tire store, and my boss actually built an old dirt car, street stock Monte Carlo. Went with him one night, fell in love with it. It was a hell of a race, hell of a party, and a big fight afterwards. I was like, this is it. This is it for me. It wasn't long after that, I was driving an old 78 Camaro out of the weeds at that guy's farm. We pulled that thing out and made a race car out of it, and away we went. You know, I think a driver has more to do with the equation going back and racing dirt, whether it's a modified, a late model. You can do more with the race car. You know, the harder you drive it, a lot of times, the better it goes. You can crawl up on that wheel and feel like you made the difference at the end of the night. Asphalt car, you can't overdrive them. Well, that was the first thing that I had to learn right off the bat is, oh my gosh, I've got to discipline myself, not overdrive this thing, and that's how you get the most out of it. Truth be told, communicating the right information to your crew and your crew chief so they can do their job and make their appropriate adjustments for you to go faster and do your job is probably 90% of the game in our world. I've always loved late models. You know, my dream was to be a late model driver driving for a living across the country like Daryl and Don do that drive for me. I mean, that was, truth be told, that was my dream, you know. I always wanted a semi. I always wanted a stacker trailer with 2 hot rods in it and let's go racing. Let's take off with your buddies and go race and chase that dream. Never in a million years did I think it would turn into a Cup Series, and I actually have an opportunity to own 2 you know, dirt late model teams. When you think of iRacing, you don't think of a video game. It's not. It's way above and beyond any of that. You know, dirt racing changes so much. The track changes so much. Being able to capture that, to, you know, experience all those details that surround dirt racing and make dirt racing what it is what makes iRacing so cool, because they did nail all of that. I knew when they came to our shop and scanned cars and went to the detail of getting that car right, I knew that it was going to be over the top, because it blew my mind just the work that went into making sure the car itself was legit. This sport has been around a long time. The competition can't be replaced, and that's what brings people back to the racetrack week in and week out.
And we're back here on Primetime Racing TV as we approach what should be the one to go, and we will pretty much have a green-white checker to end stage 1.
Yeah, it should be a pretty chaotic finish to this stage.
Yep,
Well,
that is
green-white checker, more or less. I'll have a couple laps, but...
Yeah, should be around 3 laps or so.
green, blank, blank, white checker.
Green,
Yep.
white checkered. Something like that.
So one thing I do want to mention, obviously with the new league, we have a couple of new people watching us, which we are happy to see. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. We're about to hit the 200 subscriber milestone, which is a small number for a lot of the bigger channels, but for a growing channel, that is huge for us. And when we hit 300, we will be hosting a special event, likely cash payouts. Obviously, we are going to cover it. Should be a good time. We're working on the details, but we have to reach that goal before that event. So like, share, let us everyone know about Prime Time, and we'll give you the details of the event as it becomes closer.
So as these guys make their way down the back straightaway under the pace speed, they'll get stacked up, doubled up, and ready for the restart once again here at Talladega Super Speedway.
Pondo Co, not Panda, Pondo Co, excuse me, sorry about that. He is in the lead right now. Travis Brown to the outside, Harry Tiller on the inside of row 3, and then Paul Servant. Those will be the first 2 rows here. We'll see which row gets the better start.
So as these guys make their way down on a turn number 4 at about 65 miles an hour pace speed here at Talladega, pace car will get ready to duck into the safety of pit road. And Evan, why don't you take us away for this restart?
All right, we got Corey. After you said Panda, it made me want to do it. Pondo Co and Travis Brown on the front row. Pace car is heading to pit road now. And the long wait before the green flag is in the air. And the green flag is back in the air, and 4 laps to go to in stage 1.
Hondo Co to the inside, Harry Tiller right on his back bumper, but a significant gap back to Dwayne Cooper on the inside line. So the top 3 have really, the top 4 even, are single file.
Yeah, they're going to go single file or attempts to. They saw, Harry Tiller saw how big of a gap there was behind him, and he immediately jumped to the outside line. That's the place where you want to be, it seems. These guys going to try to take it 3 wide for the end of the stage.
Stage points on the line, the first race of the series for this league. Everyone's trying to get those vital points that'll carry them through the chase, and we have a wreck.
They're wrecking! Big wreck! Upside down, into the catch fence goes 1 car.
That's almost the entire field. I think 3 or 4 cars made it through that big
They got
wreck.
turned right at the front of the field. I think it was the 20 machine, your leader, got turned and right in the center of the pack. Up and over into the outside catch fence went 1 car. Unbelievable wreck here. Almost the entire field.
As in the real world with the stages, it makes everyone come to their toes, and it looks like the inside line really got stacked up there. A couple guys going to the apron to try to get out of trouble. But yeah, front of the field, there was some kind of stack up. We have the 28 flying there, and about probably 10, 12 drivers stacked up in this, and this should end the stage.
It was just another bumper hook with the 00 of Cooper getting into the back of Co.
So given any anomalies, it looks like Travis Brown should be the stage winner.
So the stage will end under the yellow flag, folks, and
Stage is, as we approach lap 25, is the official stage, am I correct?
yes.
Not 25 going to 26, it is at lap 25 as we approach it.
I think so.
Looks like about 4 or 5 cars made it through that wreck with no damage.
So remember, a lot of drivers used their reset on one of the first wrecks we had, so if any driver was involved in this one on top of that, it'll likely be their dagger for this race.
Yeah, I see a lot of drivers staying out, most likely just to get some stage points before they hit pit road.
So this will be the white flag for stage 1. Obviously not much excitement behind it because it's at 70 miles an hour, but nonetheless. The stage 1 winner will get 1 championship playoff point. Cyber Championship Series bonus point, to be exact on that. And then carrying along with the real world style, to 10 points for the stage winner, and 1 carrying down to the 10th position. And to confirm, at the end of the stage, caution will be thrown when the leader starts lap 25. So we can confirm that. Pulled out the handy dandy rule book. I feel like I almost just said something from Blue's Clues. So we will give you your top 10 once the top 10 is official, once we take the checkers for end of stage 1 on lap 25.
And then I'd assume the next lap I'd see everyone coming down pit road.
Yeah, because if you were, given how Talladega is, if you pit now, you're not gonna, you don't pass the start finish, you can't lock in your position, if you will, on pit lane, so you would sacrifice all your position to pit this time, and a couple drivers do pit. I think that was kind of flawed logic on their part.
2 drivers that were inside the top 10 pitted, and I see a few behind.
Rod Ronimus Jr., but yeah, I don't think they fully thought of that, so...
But if they don't plan on running for a championship in this league, it could be a good idea just to... They'll cycle through as the leaders.
So checkers are out for stage 1. It will end under the yellow flag. We'll give you the results for that. Travis Brown, Harry Tiller, Paul Servant, Rex Brands, Mike Cozy Jr., Gary Sheldon, Daniel Holloway, Gary Champion, Artie Pedersen Jr., and Marty Ray. Obviously, Travis Brown will get the playoff point, and everybody else will get their regular points to go along with their finishing positions today.
And I would assume everyone that wouldn't get a point decided to come down pit road, and they could possibly cycle through as the leaders.
Yeah, and again, I hate to just reference the real world all the time, but it's not always about the stage points. Yeah, you want them if you can get them, but you also have to set yourself up for the win. Sometimes you'll see drivers sacrifice the stage to set themselves up for the win, and vice versa. So it all depends kind of what your goal is and where, well, how your race is going, if you will. Looks like we may have a little time. Maybe we can grab someone in the booth with us really quick.
Who do we want to talk to?
Do we have our leader available?
We do not.
Well, that's unfortunate. Well, let's see, if we do get one to go, I don't want to disrupt them with minimal time left, so... Oh, and here they come down pit road now. Interestingly enough, looks like the majority of what is the front of the pack is coming to pit lane. Well, maybe
I'm actually kind of surprised by how many stayed out.
Actually, not as many as I originally thought. Only about 5.
The majority stayed out.
Maybe about 8 to 10 drivers coming down pit lane.
And those guys getting penalties because they entered a pit road that was closed.
Yeah, so that will just be an end of the line penalty, which, I mean, effectively is where you were going to be anyways once you merged out, so it's kind of a moot point. But that will give the lead to Paul Servant now.
So a quick word from our sponsors here. Air Movement Fabrications, Nottingham's choice for custom signs, designs, repairs, and all things metal. Visit them online at airmovefabs.co.uk or find them on Facebook. Air Movement Fabrications, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Also, Krutz Custom Graphics, custom racing shirts, hero cards, paint schemes, and much more. From local racers to big race teams, we've got your back. Based out of upstate New York, Krutz Custom Graphics is the motorsports design specialist, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Other partners include iBog.co, overlay graphics. Our overlays are done by them, and they look awesome. And also our website, Primetime Racing TV, done by Tabor Web Design. Huge thanks to Cody Tabor for that.
Alright, so the bills have been paid, and we are now in turn 3, soon approaching what is the start of stage 2 and the restart after that big one. Looks like we have now 3 drivers behind the wall, being Tom Labar, Earl Hart Jr., and Roger Stewart. So still 27 drivers on track, 25 being on the lead lap. We don't know who still has their quick fix, we don't know who has damage, so we'll have to find this out once we get up to speed.
Yeah.
So these guys stacked up, doubled up, ready for the restart once again. Sorry to cut you off there, Evan. Pace car ready to pull down on the safety pit road.
Yeah, I was going to say that our leader does have a little bit of left rear damage to the left rear corner of his spoiler, and bumper is pushed in a little bit.
Oh yeah, that he does.
I wonder if that'll affect him.
Michael DeGroat in chat, just registered trademark, handy dandy rulebook. We will keep that for next time, but the pace car has pulled to the attention of pit road. And Paul Servant will wait for the delayed green flag, which is what we have here at Talladega. See who can get stacked up, which line will get the runs. And green flag in the air. We are back underway at Talladega.
The inside, our leader, Paul Servant, did not get going very well at all on that restart.
No, the outside line with the advantage going down into turn number 1 now. Will they be able to clear? The 012 has a lot of rear end damage on his race car. That will affect him, it looks like, quite a bit. 3x3x3 now, these guys trying to get around the 012. Obviously a lot slower with that damage on his vehicle now. And they're going to take it a little bit risky move right now, possibly almost 4 wide for the lead up front.
Yeah, the 08 was really pinching the 26 of Holloway, trying to block that run up top. He was not able to do it. Still kind of washing up the track in the center. Not sure if that's damage or just can't struggle to hold his line, but regardless, we're still 3 wide up front.
The inside line is starting to pull out a little bit. The top 2 are clear of both outside lanes right now.
Here we are through turns 1 and 2, the 3 wide. Still only 1 car in the sucker hole there in the middle. Everybody else is single file and then double file throughout the field. You can see a very spread out and thinned out field we have here now after these cautions.
The outside the line still trying to make something work now. Harry Tiller joining in on the action up there. He was one of the drivers that got an EOL penalty, and he's making his way up, trying to get back up front here out of the carnage zone.
The outside line only has 2 drivers up front anyways, Daniel Holloway and Marty Ray. They have to wait for Spencer Preet to get there, and he should be there soon to give that outside some push. And just as I say that, Rod Ronimus Jr. has pulled up to help the outside line. Here we come, doubled up here as we take lap 29. We've had a couple cautions thus far this race. 3 to be exact for 7 laps. A couple big ones have thrown us a little bit of loophole in the race so far. But here we still have a good bunch of cars here as we approach what will be the halfway on lap 30.
A lot of guys pitting in this time by. They weren't able to take fuel because of the closed pit road just past the stage. They really wanted the stage points, so they're going to be pitting in this time.
Here comes the 3 machine, Paul Servant, and he also has, I believe, the 11 behind him, that being... This is the, sorry, not the 11, the 8 of Dana Osborne. So 3 drivers on pit lane right now. Matthew Walzen back with them. But back up front now, the lead pack has thinned out even further here. About 8 cars up front. Spencer Preet to the outside, trying to take the lead, leaving Holloway stuck in the sucker hole in the middle.
Yeah, he's in a twilight zone, as I like to call it. Place of the unknown, stuck right into the middle. Anything could happen over there.
But look at Rod Ronimus Jr. pushes in front of the 26, trying to get that middle line going, leaving Marty Ray on the inside by himself. But just as I say that, here comes Gary Champion to push the inside line.
The outside line with the advantage right now, but the inside has more cars. There's still 3x3x3. Now the 73 ends up in the twilight zone there. He may get sucked up, or maybe he has enough side draft to keep him there.
Outside line, the 3rd lane is actually prevailing at the moment as we take halfway. Halfway of this race has been complete. Give the halfway, well, not a point for it, but whatever. Leading the halfway was Spencer Preet, but now on the inside line, the 65 of Marty Ray has the edge as the outside has lost its formation.
There's still going to be 3x3x3 of these guys coming up through the pack. Have a little bit of an option now, and a couple guys jumping up to the second groove now.
People are not afraid of the middle. Justin Levine here pulled in front of Spencer Preet to purposely go into the middle, or the twilight zone as Brandon likes to call it. So maybe the middle is not as much of a disadvantage as we are making it out to be. And another driver pitting.
They just didn't have enough people up there in the top groove once everyone started going to the middle to make that work.
Gary Sheldon by his lonesome on pit road. Remember, he was off strategy from the first caution, coming pit road by himself, but we go back to the front. Justin Levine in the 4 machine has a little bit of an edge on the outside, but still battling Marty Ray on the inside for the lead.
The 4 has to watch how low he's getting. He could get sucked into the center of the universe and fall right back in, and that would send him right to the back of the pack.
Did you say sucked in the center of the universe?
Yes, I did. Sucks you right in.
That left us speechless for a second as we regroup ourselves. Outside line has lost a little bit of its mojo up there. It looks like a little bit of connection issues from Spencer Preet up there, maybe giving those drivers a little bit of nerves up there. But Harry Tiller looks like he's going to split underneath the 013 of Preet to get away from that blinking machine, and Harry Tiller will try to push this outside line.
Yeah, I think Krutz is trying to get to the back.
The 18 jumps in front of the 4 car, leading the second groove now, and the 013 all alone up on the high side there, and no help coming from him. They're 2x2x2.
Following Justin Levine here in the 4 on the outside as he is pushing what is Gary Champion for the lead right now on the outside line. And we can see ahead of us drivers who have exited the pits, or perhaps slower drivers, causing a little bit of a traffic jam that will have to get avoided. Racing in chat, we see a couple of people in chat saying, well, 60 lap 32 is halfway. The race is only 60 laps. The remaining 5 on the ticker is for the built-in green-white checkered, if that becomes available. So remember, this is 60 laps on the schedule. Harry Tiller, as I was discussing that, Harry Tiller back to the front, is now back up front. A very eventful day for him, but he is now leading Gary Champion behind him as lap 34 is in the books, and we head down the Talladega Super Stretch.
Travis Brown in the 170 leading the outside lane currently. We'll see if he can get up there and do anything with our leader of Tiller.
Gary Champion really straddling the yellow line there. Makes me nervous that he may get a little bit loose, but here we go, 3 wide off of turn 4. Tiller blocking all lanes on the highway, and here comes the 170 of Travis Brown on the outside. He's going to get a shove from the 4 and maybe grab the lead at the stripe. Not quite, give it to Tiller.
Harry Tiller tried to do a traffic break on the freeway there. A couple of cars managed to slip by the outside line, trying to get something done as the 3rd lane dies down once again.
Brandon, you have the most elaborate metaphors tonight, I will say.
Yeah.
My brain is actually functioning tonight.
How does that feel?
Feels like my announcer is actually coming out after the last 2 weeks of it just not being here.
Well, that's positive for us and for this broadcast, but as we come off turn 4, 3 drivers to the top. I don't know if they have just pitted or if they just have damage. Looks like they are damaged. They will stay high and out of the way of the leaders as we pass through in double file formation on the inside. Now remember we pitted on lap 24 to 26 on the stage, so given what we estimate to be a 20-lap fuel cell, we should have stops within 15 laps, and that will leave a abbreviated run to the checkers, all staying green.
Those guys were 3 wide for a brief moment with the lap traffic. They clear the lap traffic, going to try to merge back onto the back of these guys, and they will do so. A lot of movement from the 18 in the center of the pack, deciding which lane he wants to go to. The inside line has more cars, so he chooses the inside, and now they're getting a push. Tiller way out front now.
Looks like everyone kind of has a single file vibe going on. Not many people are looking to help the top here. Maybe perhaps trying to buy some laps until the pit stop, not quite sure. But it's giving a little bit more of a fight up top for Travis Brown to try to remain in contention for the lead. Almost a little bit of a bumper hook there through turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, something these guys got to watch out for, but these guys really seem to have control of these race cars here, and this series, as one guy gets pushed down to the apron, I believe it was the 333, you know, these guys really have a lot of car control here, and it's very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, the outside lane is really starting to fall apart now.
They're starting to gather up single file here for the most part. The second groove trying to stay alive, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. They're crumbling apart here.
Yeah, so as I said, perhaps these drivers are just trying to buy some time till pit stops. Looks like that's what it is, because this whole front pack is pretty much single file with the exception of the 2 up top. And let's just kind of focus on what's going on a little bit further out back. There's about a 4-car pack here starting in the 13th position. That's Spencer Ott, Kevin Hash, Raymond Rittenauer is the 2nd, and Pondo Co. That is from 13th on back. And then we have from the 17th spot a couple guys running by themselves. So mainly the only
green flag stops
a lot of guys coming into pit road now
with 22 laps to go.
Justin Levine in this pack. We have who else do we have on pit lane? Gary Champion, David Holloway. About 7 drivers on pit lane right now. So it'll be interesting to see at this point. This is 26 laps to the end. We don't have an exact estimate on fuel. We've been speculating. We haven't seen a full fuel run play out. I don't know if they can go 26 laps, but I'm assuming they know better than I do, obviously. So we'll be interested to see if that is the case.
Well,
and here comes everybody else.
26 laps.
Oh yeah. See, I'm confusing myself with the ticker. This is a 60-lap race. I just told everybody that, and I forgot myself. This is 20 to go. 20 to go. So now this will give the lead, the temporary lead at least, to Spencer up till Sawyer Ott, excuse me, in the 35. He has Kevin Hash behind him, Raymond Rittenauer, Pondo Co. 4 drivers have yet to pit.
They're gonna have to do so soon, but maybe these guys are trying to stay out for as long as they can. And something these guys have to account for is if we get a green-white checker here at the end of this thing, fuel, you know, some guys may have to come in for a splash of fuel if they can't make it through that green-white checker.
As we said, if we expect a pit stop cycle to be 20 laps, right now it seems like many of these drivers are calculating this to be exactly 20 laps. But if that caution does come out and we do go into overtime, you're going to probably need a splash of fuel because I don't think you could save that much.
I guess we'll see how far they can really go if we do get a green white checkered.
So right now we have the top 4 up here as we can see this battle on the back straightaway, and then Dwayne Cooper is in the 5th spot. He is just kind of cruising by himself here with, who is that, the 89, who is off the lead lap. And then the drivers, the first of the drivers who pitted, Spencer Preet is now coming through turns 1 and 2 as we speak with Harry Tiller and Travis Brown. So the field is very spread out right now. And then you can see a little bit further behind that is a freight train of about 7 or 8 drivers who will likely catch to Tiller, Brown, and Spencer Preet.
And our current top 4 is on pit road now. So that will hand the lead over to, actually Dwayne is pitting now, so Spencer Preet will be our new leader.
So Spencer Preet, Harry Tiller, Justin Brown, they are your top 3. They are cruising along here in this pack, and we'll kind of get a speed representation to see how fast they are in relation to the pack behind them on our primetime battle tracker. Compared to Marty Ray in 4th, they are 4/10, I'm sorry, even more than that. Yeah, they're actually not about that, about 4 to 6 tenths slower. So this pack is going to get them with a head of steam, and I wonder what's going to happen when they do get there.
It's going to be really interesting.
Whether they decide to stay in line, whether they decide to go and just fan out trying to make some passes, but they will get there in probably a matter of 3 to 4 laps maximum. Once they get to about a second off the back bumper of Travis Brown, they will start to get that draft, and they will even pull up faster once they're getting the draft from each other and the suck up from ahead of them.
Almost 1 second faster for Marty Ray versus Spencer Preet.
Comparing to Travis Brown at the end of this pack to the first car ahead of him, a 49.3 for Brown to a 48.6. That is 7 tenths, and now the lead, there's only 6 tenths separating them, so that second pack is now getting that draft from those 3, and they'll probably have in turn 1.
Yeah.
You can see them,
if
the head of steam. Where are they going to go here? Here comes that momentum. They have it. They have a head of steam. Where are they going to go?
The second pack coming up quick. They quickly dive it down to the outside.
Tiller for the block.
Harry Tiller tries to go, but he gets sucked through the center of the universe, as I like to call it, and he'll fall to the back, at least to the bottom line.
Now give the lead to the 65 of Marty Ray. What's he going to do? Is he going to drop Champion to the bottom? He's not. They that pack is going to keep each other in form on the high side. Tiller by himself in the middle, still having Preet and Brown to the inside, but we have someone dropping to the bottom.
3 by 3 now here into the lead pack with a limited number of cars. It makes it easier to do this. But wow, this is not helping their times at all right now.
Remember, this is going to be 15 laps to go, drivers and fans. There are 60 laps in this race. We have to remember that. So as we come to the stripe to take lap number 45, 15 in the books, and it looks like we're going to have about 7 or 8 drivers in their contention for the win.
Your leader just had a huge blink. The 013 who was leading just blinked out right in front of the pack, and he's still doing it.
Yeah, he's been doing that quite a few times recently.
That's going to upset the nerves of everyone around him, because they're not going to be fully confident in where his car is going to be. So I don't expect him to have much help for much longer.
If they can find a way around him, I'm sure they will, but wow.
Yeah, the inside line is starting to thin out a little bit, I think, with his blinking.
We saw him earlier in the race pull off to the inside and let everyone go, but at this point in the race, he's going to take that risk. He's not going to lose the lead at this point and play nice. He has to keep this track position. Oh, and we have a wreck. They saved it.
Unbelievable save.
This is going to spread out the pack even further now, as a couple drivers will lose momentum. But let's go here and see what happened. Cut me off, guys, if anything drastic does happen. But we're going through the start-finish line right here. Looks like a lapper on the bottom. Kind of Travis Brown moved up the track a little bit in reaction to the lapper on the bottom into the 65 of Marty Ray.
Yeah, but Brown came up a little bit, 65 of Ray came down a little bit, and they just collided.
Yeah, I think, as we said, Brown was a little worried about the lapper, kind of moved up, try to make some extra space. Whoa, the 26 of Holloway got into the right rear Tiller. Tiller was able to save it there. So let's regroup here now that we've kind of caught our breath from that. We have Tiller, we have Holloway, we have Preet, we have Champion. That is the top 4. A little bit behind that is Brown and...
The 013 almost got shuffled out and spun around there. Unbelievable save from him as well.
Yeah, we have the 5th position. We have Travis Brown and Artie Pedersen. We haven't talked about him. Let's go to our battle tracker here and try to see what the gap is to them. They're 7/10 behind Champion's back bumper. That is right at the cusp of losing the draft. And they're battling now. That is the last thing they need to be doing right now. Not sure why the 1 is trying to pass Brown unless he has damage, but if they want to keep with that lead pack, they need to be working together, not battling side by side.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's not helping them at all.
But what is helping them is 2 to 3 wide up front as the leaders try to navigate lap traffic and battle amongst themselves at the same time. Here comes the 26 of Holloway to the outside of Tiller. Champion, oh, Champion got loose.
Champion, an amazing save once again. Wow, unbelievable saves from all of these guys up front.
Now, to note, there are 6 drivers in this lead pack. Only 4 of them are on the lead lap. Tiller, Preet, Holloway, and Champion. The 2 at the end are lap down machines here as we take... now, I've double-checked myself. 12 laps to go. Remember, there are 5 laps that are not accounted for. Those are the green-white checker laps. So there are 12 laps to go at the moment. And unfortunately for Travis Brown and Artie Pedersen, they have fallen into no man's land, and they've actually caught the pack. Well, the pack behind them has got them. So it's only going to be a 4-car battle for the win unless we get the yellow flag.
Holloway and Champion are once again trying to get to the outside, and now they've got a little bit of help from some lap cars.
Yeah, so the lap cars, they're going to be at the mercy of who wins this race at this current rate. Who do we have? The 82 and who is that pink and white car? Can't quite see the number at the moment. The 82 and the 16. They are going to be at the mercy of whoever they help. There's only 2 on 2 for the win right now. There's 4 drivers. So these two drivers are going to have direct effect on who wins this race.
Yeah, the battle for the lead is on. They'll be taking 10 to go next time they cross the stripe. And the battle is on from here if they stay clean and green.
You're talking about it's going to come down to who the lap cars help. Well, right now there's one help in the bottom, one help in the top.
So that's a break even right here as we pass, I believe that to be Gary Spalding in the 08. He will back out. It looks like Gary Champion looked to take a peek to the outside of Holloway, nothing going that time by. But the outside is trying to hold on, but with this little bit of cars, it's going to be difficult.
That'd be the worst thing that the 18 can do right now is duck out beside the 26 machine of Holloway. They would end up losing, you know, what they have here against the bottom group.
Now, Brandon, I know you kind of call it the center of the universe, but there are a lot of circumstances where the middle is actually where you want to be because you're getting the draft from both sides. It can actually give you a slingshot through. I wonder if Champion might try to squeeze a gap if he sees it, because that might give him the edge.
Yeah, absolutely, and very possible as the outside groove is now starting to prevail. New leader, 26.
By a mere 0.03 of a second at the line over Harry Tiller.
Just 9 laps to go in this race now, and these guys are starting to fight harder and harder. The lap cars bolt on the bottom lane now. This may help Tiller pull out front. Coming down into turn number 3, the 18 a little bit squirrely there coming into the corner. He's got to really watch it when he's on the back of that 26 machine. The last thing these guys need is for there to be a wreck in a 4-car battle for the win.
But if there's a wreck, remember, that's going to put us back together for a caution flag and get this race re-going. But Preet has to watch out, kind of got almost a bumper hook to Tiller there. It looks like they're going to make it, but the outside, I don't think with these little bit of cars left, the outside is not going to work.
It's going to be hard for the outside to work unless the 82 goes up there and helps them, which he can't at the moment.
So it's going to be a matter of what is Preet going to do. Preet can't really do anything if he has the 26 to his outside because it doesn't give him the opportunity to really go anywhere. Obviously, he can't go to the inside at all, but we're about to approach 3 more cars. If any of these can hang on to this pack, that's going to be more kind of assistance to whoever they want to help.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're all staying high. Looks like a couple of them have a little bit of front end damage here, so that won't help that those.
But Cooper and Spalding have, or Cooper and Quick have absolutely no damage.
So
yeah, that could affect it.
But right now, remember, there are 7 laps to go. This is not a 12 lap to go finish because we only are running 60 of the 65 scheduled distance in case of a green-white checker opportunity. So 7 laps to go. This race is really ticking by. On the outside is the 89 and the 00 of Dwayne Cooper. As we said, if they can hang on, a couple guys coming to pit road.
26, and who is that?
Gary Champion.
Harry Tiller pitting in this time, bringing that group of guys in now. This is interesting.
Well, Tiller not
I've ever seen this happen on a
get your drivers mixed up, Brandon. He is still on a pit road. He is still on the
Tiller
track.
said he's going to pit next time.
Oh, there you go. So that answers the question we have. These drivers will not be able to go 26 laps. There's going to be pit stops. I wonder, can anybody make it?
Well, if you guys pitted later than
I can see here on my graphics here. I know you guys don't have the information, but Sawyer Ott, Raymond Rittenauer Jr., Pondo Coe, and Kevin Hash pitted 2 laps later than your leaders. Is that 2 laps going to be enough, or do we not know?
And they've been a little further back, and there's only 4 of them, so I wonder if they've been able to save fuel.
Yeah, they might have been strategizing.
The 013 locking up his brakes, coming into pit road. I believe everyone made it without penalty, however, and these guys all coming on pit road. They'll be set for fuel splash and go.
But here comes that pack right now. Sawyer Ott, Raymond Rittenauer, Pondo Coe, Kevin Hash. They are all now taking the lead through the tri-oval here as there's 5 laps to go in this race as we speak. What the question is, as we said, they have 2 laps more fuel than the leaders had. They've been running in the back. Have they been running full song? Are they saving? Can they make it? We'll find out in about 5 minutes.
If they can make it and yellow comes out, they will not be able to make the green-white checker. I can tell you that right now, just at pitting after 2 laps, but maybe they have saved enough fuel, especially the cars in the draft may have been able to save enough fuel riding partial throttle.
Now, I believe, if I remember correctly, these Xfinity cars get up to about 200 miles an hour in the draft. Does that sound right to you guys? Oh, here they come.
Yes. Oh, here they come to pit road now.
There kills the drama. But we have to, so now that these drivers have pitted, let's go back up front, and right now we only have 2 drivers up front. We have Spencer Preet and Harry Tiller. Not sure what happened to Travis Brown. He's all the way by himself now. I don't know if he accidentally took tires or what have you, but...
Well, Brown's been back there for a while.
Well, Brown, the 170, he was in the lead pack, wasn't he?
He was for a little while, and then he got held up by a few incidents.
I'll tell you, it's been a long time in iRacing since I've seen the tandem draft for the win at Talladega Superspeedway, and it looks like maybe a possibility here today. And the tandem draft may not be exciting, but I'll tell you what, it leads to some of the best photo finishes.
So Tiller's gonna have to pull all the bags, all the trips out of the bag, all the bunnies out of the hat, whatever you want to call it. But we don't see very often where a race comes down to 2 drivers on a plate track for the win. It is possible to get side-by-side, side draft your way to what could be a photo finish. You can't clear the guy, but you definitely can get enough of an edge to get him at the stripe.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where a lot of the side drafting comes into play, and I'm sure Tiller's going to try to practice sucking up to the back bumper of the 013 here and see what he can do.
So again, this is 3 laps to go here, folks. There's 3 laps to go. This is not 8 in case a caution does come out. Brandon will be the one to call the white flag. We will display that on the ticker to make life easier on everybody to know what's going on. So listen up for Brandon, but this will be 2 laps to go this time by.
And there will be no cautions after the white flag has been thrown. No cautions after the white flag has been thrown. So they'll be taking 2 laps to go this time by. They will be taking lap 58 now on lap 59. 2 laps to go.
So you have to imagine Tiller is, oh, some car to the inside there. Is that going to throw a caution?
Not if he stays down there. Tiller pulls to the outside.
That was Dwayne
He's got
Cooper.
a big enough advantage over the guys behind him. Side by side here, Ken Tiller. Tiller's hoping that they catch one of these guys up front. Maybe it can help either one of these 2.
All right, so this time by, they're side by side, are Preet and Tiller for the lead. Just the 2 of them going for it. Maybe they can draft off one of the leaders off one of the slower cars. But we are coming to the white flag. Please confirm, Brandon.
Yes, this is the white flag.
White flag is in the air now here at Talladega Superspeedway. Whatever happens, happens. No more yellow flags from here. It's a 2-car battle for the win. Harry Tiller manages to clear down into turn number 2.
Preet is going to have to try to back off and get some kind of a run, but Tiller's going to go off this traffic up here, try to get that draft, minimize the run that Preet is able to get, and I think that's going to be the winning strategy.
Yeah, I just don't know if Preet is close enough right now to get there.
Preet is riding behind right now. He will not. He's going to have to back off now. If
is it going to be a Talladega bump and run?
Not quite. That would be the worst thing that he could do here. He would get a lot of hate for that. They're side by side coming down through the Talladega Tri-Oval. The start-finish line is just past the exit of pit road. They're side drafting. Sideways, beating and banging. Sideways goes Tiller. Across the line, this win will go to the 013 to Spencer Preet.
Wow. Bumping and banging. Tiller got the worst of it there, but it's going to give Preet the checkered flag. Let's go on replay here and catch that finish for you. As Preet got the draft off those 2 cars at the top of the track. He managed to bump and bang through the tri-oval there. There was kind of a body slam there. Not sure how that was intentional or not, but regardless, it gives the victory to Spencer Preet.
So Daniel Holloway ended up in third.
So these drivers will kind of cruise around at speed and manually finish these last 5 laps out. So give us a couple minutes here. We will kind of wait for this to play out, grab your interviews, wrap it up here at Talladega. So stay with us here on Prime Time.
I grew up in Northern California. My parents were just really big race fans and took my sister and I to, sprint car races pretty much every Friday and Saturday night. So I did outlaw kart racing from 7 till I was 14.
And we're back here on Primetime Racing TV for the post-race show. So we will start off with your top 3 interviews. So it'll be third place first, Daniel Holloway.
Daniel Holloway, Primetime Racing TV. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
So that was a pretty interesting race. We had quite a few big ones, and then that long green flag run at the end. How was your race for you?
It was pretty good, except for that one little instant that I had to use a fast repair, but finished in third and a good way to start the season off.
Yeah, did you think with how they were starting to race up there, I don't know if you could see that or not, did you think you'd be able to catch them at all?
I think after that last with 5 to go, Gary Champion, he had a speeding penalty, so it put me behind or by myself until I caught up with a lap car, and then at the last lap with the white flag we had Justin and everybody coming. I want to say we could have for another 10 more laps, but hey, top 3, I'll take it.
Yeah, with all the big ones we had, did you have many close calls or anything?
Yeah, I had one close call. I know Dwayne's talking on the outline, so I was barely hearing you guys. Yeah, it was a close call. I ended up getting damage on one of them a little bit. Had to use my fast repair, but kept it pretty darn clean all night.
All right, do you have anyone you'd like to thank or give a shout out to?
Say that again?
Do you have anyone you'd like to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Dwayne for pulling this series going. I'd like to thank teammate Justin, Marty, Gary, Zach. I know Zach, he was here and there, but hey, Team Excalibur, as we were up in the front.
All right, thanks for talking with us, and congrats on your third place finish.
Thank you guys, and I just ran out of fuel.
And now, second place finisher, Harry Tiller.
Harry Tiller, Primetime Racing TV, get a copy.
Oh, give me a second. Yes, I do.
Alright, well, hard-fought battle for the win there, and you end up coming home in the second place. How'd your race go for you all night? We saw you up front quite a bit.
Oh yeah, we managed to get ourselves a setup, and we did a few things during the race to get it going, and we ran up there pretty much the whole race. I was working with Spencer, who won the race, and Travis and Cozy. But no, we stayed up there and did what we needed to do.
With the beginning of this race and how these guys were racing, did you at all expect this to come just between two cars for the win?
No, I didn't. I knew, well, I've got JRT, so I knew I could get the advantage with knowing what fuel to take, and we didn't take any tyres at all, so we got a huge gap on the field every time we came out of the pits, and we just got so lucky that with that last pit stop, that Daniel lost his help, and there was just us two out there, and I kind of said to Spencer, well, it's just us two now, we're going for the win, but we didn't know what lap the race actually finished. We were like just going to sit behind each other till lap 63 or 4, and then we were going to start racing. Then we found out, oh yeah, we're actually coming to the white flag, and that was interesting. But no, he just got me there at the end. I touched him to move him out the way and make him lose a bit of momentum, but as we were coming to the line, but just as he was saving it, he hit me and just spun me out. I should have used the lap cars as a bigger pick, but I knew it was us two and we're teammates, so I thought we'll actually just race it to the line.
Is there anything that you wish you could have maybe done better, or anything that you were proud of during this race that you felt like you'll use in the future?
Well, like I said, with the when we were coming out of 4, we had those lap cars, and I felt like I could have used them as a pick and pinned him up there, but that possibly could have caused a wreck between us before we were actually coming to the line. So I just thought, well, it's Spencer, so I'll let him in, and we'll actually get it so that both of us can come across the line. But once we got halfway through the tribal, that's when it goes, you got to start hitting each other there, because you know even if you spin, you're going to make it to the line. But no, I'm just proud. We worked well as a team. Shame Cozy couldn't have been up there with us, but we worked well as a team, and we made the right changes on the car and made the right pit stops.
All right, awesome, Harry. Is there anyone else that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Nah, not really. Just thanks to the guys I work with, and thanks to you guys for broadcasting. I saw you called me out on my my wreck with Rodney in Super Speedway Cup, but DXT, but that was just an accident, and that was a mistake I've got to learn from.
All right, awesome, and it's a pleasure broadcast you guys here at Cyber Racing Association, and once again, congratulations on your podium finish.
Thank you.
All right, so that leaves the winner of the race, Spencer Preet. All right, Spencer Preet, PTRTV, got a copy.
I gotcha.
So, pretty good race here. I mean, we see you on Sundays as well. A lot different race today than yesterday. A lot of green flag racing, hard, aggressive racing, pit stops, and then it came down to a two-car battle. So, kind of talk about your race in a nutshell and what you had to do to get the W.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I felt like I had a pretty clean race. I was able to, I did have to use my reset kind of early on, but I felt comfortable throughout most of the day. Setup was actually surprisingly good. But, you know, the way it kind of spread out there at the end, we were like a pack of 6, and then we were a pack of 4, and then after that last stop, we were a pack of 2. So it really, at that point, it was just kind of made it you know, a lot easier to battle at that point when it's just between the two of us. A lot easier to focus on the moves you're making. But yeah, I mean, I was hoping that Harry would pass me there on the last lap, and he did. He cleared me, and then I was able to get enough of a run to get up alongside of him, and then he kind of got my door through the tri-oval and got me a little loose, and that's where we made our contact. And I feel bad that we couldn't just run side by side, but I mean, I'll take it. I haven't won in a while, so that's I'll take it any way I can get it.
10-4, brother. We were talking to Harry just now, and he mentioned there was a little bit of confusion on the in the driver's seat about the lap count. Was there any kind of miscommunication, or any kind of, were you caught off surprise as well when you found out it was going to be the white flag?
Yeah, I mean, I was under the impression that we went to lap 65 until the moment he said lap 59 is 2 to go. So yeah, I wasn't 100% on that for sure. I wasn't. Yeah, I just joined in really like an hour before the race started, so I was probably not up to speed on all the rules and how everything runs over here. But yeah, I mean, it worked out, so I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, just toss that in the old memory bank for next week, so you'll be aware. So obviously you come out with the W here today in your first time in the first race of this new Monday series. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I'll just shout out all my teammates: Harry Tiller, Travis Brown, Michael Cozy Jr., Travis. I guess Travis was the setup wizard here, and Harry also had a few tips that helped. So thank all of them.
All right, congrats again, Spencer. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.
So normally at this point during a broadcast, we would give you the final results and wrap it up, but unfortunately with the way this works, the finish is calculated manually and not via the iRacing official service, so the results have to get calculated by the league, so we can't officially give them to you. So we'll just take this opportunity to go through the sponsors one more time, wrap it up, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah, next week, at the beginning of the broadcast next week, we'll let you know what this week's results were and when we officially have them. But, yeah, a quick rundown through your sponsors. Air Movement Fabrications, longtime partner with us. Nottingham's choice for custom signs, designs, repairs, and all things metal. Visit them online at airmovefabs.co.uk or find them on Facebook. Air Movement Fabrications, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Also, Krutz Custom Graphics. Custom racing shirts, hero cards, paint schemes, and much more. From local racers to big race teams, we've got your back. Based out of upstate New York, Krutz Custom Graphics is the motorsports design specialist, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Other partners on the board include iBog.co, great overlay graphics from him, and definitely looks nice on the Primetime Racing TV channel. Also, Tabor Web Design. Visit us at primetimeracingtv.com to see some of his work.
So that's another day here on Primetime Racing TV. If you haven't liked and subscribed, we'd much appreciate if you did. We're working on a special once we hit 300 subscribers milestone, so be aware of that. But catch us again tomorrow night, a new league coming to you, and then the usual's Hardline Racing League on Wednesdays and Fridays. So signing out in the booth, Corey Silva, Evan Black, and Brandon Krutz. Catch you next time here on Primetime. Have a great night.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.